CEO of ShareLove.Fund. Please have a seat, get comfortable with us, and we are going to start our prenatal yoga teacher training, RPYT, Yoga Alliance Accredited Yoga Teacher Training, week 30. The pose of the week is Camel Pose. So brief demonstration, but we'll warm up to it. You can do camel. Pregnant, if you've done it before. You're pregnant. In pregnancy, no twists or turns, but you can work on spinal flexibility backwards and forwards, whether it's cat-cow, seated cat-cow, or all the way back into a version of camel that suits you. I'm going to invite you to get the water you need, use the restroom, have a blanket, whatever is comfortable for you, block, bolster, pile of laundry to sit on if you want, and we are going to start with a brief meditation. So please get the hydration you need, and I will see you in a minute. If you are cold, grab a sweatshirt. Grab what you need to feel good in this moment. If you are ready, take a comfortable seated position and start focusing on your breath. Trying to create fluidity in the breath. Imagine your breath as a circle with no start and no end, just continuous. As you inhale, think about light and love. And as you exhale, exhale all that doesn't serve you. So now that you are comfortable, let us begin a brief guided meditation. You've found a comfortable seated position. It could be in a chair, on the edge of a bed, lying down on your side. We don't recommend lying down on your back for extended periods of time. Feel free to move around so you feel that your body is supported. You may want to light a candle. Not sure if it's on camera or not. So is that Edelweiss candle given to us from Switzerland, kind of fun. And gently close your eyes or have a soft gaze. You can rub your temple to remind yourself to relax. Relax your jaw. Letting your body fall into place. Become aware of your surroundings. Are there any sounds in your immediate environment? Is it warm or cold? Is the air humid? The air you are breathing, is it warm or cold? Does it have a smell or is it odorless? Not reacting, but just observing. As you breathe, think about having your exhale be longer than your inhale, but don't force it. Being safe is key in pregnancy. Now become aware of the parts of your body that are in contact with the ground. Allow your body to become limp and for the surface beneath you to support you. You can move your neck side to side if it helps you let go of tension. Notice any sensations on your skin. Notice any sensations on different parts of your body. Begin to take deep breaths. Let the inhales and exhales allow you to relax. Notice as your chest rises and falls with every inhale and exhale. Feel the sensation in your nostrils as you breathe in and out, and we can practice nostril breathing in and out through the nostrils, but please feel free to adjust. Definitely don't obstruct your breathing while pregnant. Become aware of the difference in temperature of the air that you are inhaling and the one that you are exhaling. Now bring your attention to your tailbone, the bottom of your spine where your root is. Visualize a red circle of energy pulsating on the area around your tailbone. Take some deep breaths and visualize the energy going to your tailbone, really rooting you to the ground, feeling grounded, and easing any tension held in this body. So sometimes our root or tailbone is the most stubborn, but it also has the most energy. So if we can, our glutes and quads are our largest muscle groups. So if we can really get in touch with that and harness that energy, that can be empowering. Our tailbone, we can think about it as connecting ourselves to the earth, rooting ourselves, grounding ourselves, being comfortable in a seated position makes us feel centered, connected, grounded. When our tailbone and base of our spine is balanced, we feel grounded and supported. On the other hand, when our root of our spine is overactive, we may feel jittery and anxious. So let's just take a moment to sink, to just say, you know what? We're going to be here for a while. We're in a yoga class. We set this time aside. Let's just sink in with our root, grow some roots. We might also feel when we're not rooted, when we're uncomfortable in this tailbone position, it might manifest in digestive issues, lower back pain, hip pain, ovarian issues, prostate issues. We hold a lot of tension in our body. Nothing herein is medical advice. If you're sick, see a doctor. This is a prenatal yoga teacher training, no more, no less. So this is not medical advice, but certainly stress and tension is not going to help the body put its best foot forward. To balance our root, the base of our spine every day, we should incorporate grounding activities such as today's meditation. If you are one to pray, praying is also a way to calm the nervous system. The science has shown that. Not necessarily because of any mystical reason, but just actually taking the time to pause and breathe and collect your thoughts. That's a calming activity. Like the actual act of prayer is like a physically calming activity. I won't speak about the spiritual benefits. ShareLove.Fund is just here about giving people who are at risk, youth and women, yoga teaching degrees so that they have a vocation that respects their mind, body, and soul. We're very grateful to our paying public customers who enable us to do our outreach for free. So thank you so much for paying for this class. When you pay for a ShareLove.Fund yoga teacher training, you're giving the gift of an education to yourself and to someone who can't afford it, and you are literally changing a life. We do not give handouts, we give hand-ups. Spending time in nature is also a way for us to ground our spine. I try to stay away from the words like chakra and things like that because we just try to really be mainstream here at ShareLove.Fund and take the basic tenets of yoga and apply them as broadly as possible. Repeat the following mantras to help you get grounded. I am here. I deserve to be here. The earth is my support. Take a few deep breaths here as you pay attention to the surface breath beneath you. Now bring your attention to the area just below the belly button. Visualize an orange circle of energy pulsating around this area. Take some deep breaths and visualize the energy going from this belly button area, easing any tension on this part of the body. This navel area can be thought of as the source for your creativity and inspiration. When this area is balanced, you feel motivated and you relish in the joys of life without needing to overindulge. You are creative and expressive in that creativity. When this area feels balanced, yogis like to say, you can take from it what you want. We advocate critical thinking. When your navel area is overactive, you have addictive and overindulgent tendencies. When the navel area is underactive, you lack passion. You experience a decrease of creativity, decrease in motivation and desire. So yoga is all about balance, as is life. So you want to be excited to put your best foot forward, but not overexcited to the point where it's an addiction or you will fall apart if something doesn't go your way. Physically, when our navel area is unbalanced, it can manifest depression, obesity, and hormonal imbalance and addiction. To balance this navel area, we recommend engaging in something creative, following your passion to the extent you can. Little creative activities really nurture the soul. Nature walks nurture the soul. You know, maybe find one thing that inspires you. Maybe there's a philanthropy, or maybe if you love movies, start a movie club. Just try to find something that is a creative outlet, even within the confines of a routine life and possibly boring job. You can spice up life with a little creativity and make the mundane not so mundane, because you have something to look forward to. To balance this navel area, we can repeat the following mantras. I am infinitely creative. It is okay for me to enjoy life. I let go the need to overindulge. Take a few deep breaths as you pay attention to your belly area. Now bring your attention to the top of your stomach where your ribs meet. This is where the solar plexus chakra or area, source of energy, is located. Visualize a yellow circle of energy pulsating in this area. Take some deep breaths and visualize this energy going to the solar plexus, easing any tension held on in this part of the body. This solar plexus area is responsible for your sense of confidence and personal power. When your solar plexus is balanced, you feel confident, a sense of wisdom, a sense of personal power, and you are decisive. Otherwise, when it is underactive, you may feel timid, indecisive, insecure, and needy. When it is overactive, you may feel too energized, greedy, angry, and have a need to control and micromanage. So it's really a balance. We want to engage, but not too much. Physically, an imbalanced solar plexus manifests as digestive issues or issues on internal organs such as kidney, liver, appendix, or pancreas. To balance your solar plexus, recite self-esteem and self-confidence affirmations. Repeat the following affirmations. I am enough. I am worthy. I am confident. Take a few deep breaths here as you pay attention to the area around your solar plexus. Now move your attention to the center of your chest where your heart is located. Visualize a green circle of energy pulsing around this area. Take some deep breaths and visualize the energy pulsating in your chest area, easing any tension held on to this part of your body. The heart is responsible for the ability to give and receive love. It is also associated with compassion, kindness, empathy, joy, and peace, of confidence and personal power. When your heart is balanced, you give and receive love with ease. You are kind and compassionate to others. When it is overactive, you may find it difficult to set healthy boundaries for yourself, or you may experience interpersonal relationship issues. When it's underactive, you may find it difficult to get close to other people. To balance your heart, offer yourself self-love. Treat yourself with compassion and kindness and extend the same to other people. Engage in acts of service that are within your boundaries. Repeat the following affirmation. I accept myself. I am willing to learn to love myself unconditionally. I am kind and compassionate to myself and others. Take a few deep breaths here as you pay attention to the area around your heart center. Now move your attention to your throat, where your throat source of energy is located. Visualize a purple circle of energy pulsating around this area. Take some deep breaths and visualize the energy pulsating in your throat area, easing any tension held by this part of the body. The throat is responsible for expressing your personal truth and clarity, love and kindness. If your throat is overactive or interrupting others, then interrupting others is a sign that it's overactive. When it is underactive, you may feel shy or opt to remain silent, even on issues that are important to you. Physically, an imbalanced throat may manifest as a loss of voice, throat pain, cavities, and mouth ulcers. When speaking, always think, is this the truth? Is it necessary? Is it kind? To balance your throat, practice expressing your emotions and truths. Repeat the following affirmation. Is it okay for me to speak my truth? Even when I feel like my truth does not matter, I will say it anyway. It is becoming easier and easier for me to speak my truth. Take a few deep breaths here as you pay attention to the area around your collarbone and throat area. Now let's move our attention to the space between the eyebrows. This is often called the third eye in yoga. Visualize an indigo circle of energy pulsating in this area between the eyebrows, the third eye. Take some deep breaths and visualize the energy pulsating on the area around the space between your eyebrows, easing any tension held on this part of the body. You can do a little self-massage if it feels better. The third eye, or this area between the eyebrows, is responsible for intuition. It is believed to give the brain access to information that is beyond what we perceive in our day-to-day and what our five senses cannot detect. So it's sort of thought of as insight or intuition. Knowledge of things that aren't really tangible, but maybe experience has shown us. When it is balanced, you feel in tune with both yourself as well as the physical and material world. You will receive intuitive messages with ease. When it is overactive, you may become obsessed with getting new information. On the other hand, when it is underactive, you may feel spiritually disconnected. Physically, an imbalanced third eye may manifest in headaches, vision problems, or problems with the sinuses. To balance this third eye, spend time in nature and engage in spiritual activities regularly. Repeat the following affirmation. I am tuned in to my intuition. I am in alignment with the universe. I am divinely guided. Take a few breaths to pay attention to how you feel here in this area between your eyebrows. Now move your attention to the top of your head, where the crown is located. Visualize a yellow circle of energy pulsating around this area. Take some deep breaths and visualize the energy pulsating on the top of your head, easing any tension held in this part of the body. The crown is responsible for pure conscious energy in the yoga philosophy. It is the center of enlightenment and spiritual connection with your higher self. When it is balanced, you feel in tune with your higher self and divine consciousness. When it is underactive, you may feel spiritually disconnected, physically, and imbalanced. Crown may manifest in headaches, to balance your crown, engage in spiritual activities regularly, and the balance of the other areas as well. It all comes together up here. Repeat the following affirmation. I am a spiritual being experiencing humanness. Please feel free to modify as what suits you. This is a guided practice, but ultimately this is a teacher training, and you are empowered to use your own critical thinking and modify as suits you. We don't brainwash here. We provide some tools, and it's up to you to figure out what you're going to do with those tools. I am connected to my highest self. You can repeat this mantra if it serves you. I am connected to my highest self. Take a few deep breaths here as you pay attention to the area around the crown of your head. Once more, visualize the various energy circles pulsating all around your chakras. A red energy circle on your tailbone, orange about 2 inches below your belly button, yellow on your solar plexus, green on your chest, purple on your throat, indigo between your eyebrows, and sort of like a bright, bright beam of light around the crown of your head. See all these circles, imagine them vibrating simultaneously. Now bring your attention to your body. Notice how your body feels and any sensations. Notice how calm, grounded, and peaceful you feel and rest in this awareness. Feel free to move a little bit if you need to just really take a moment to acknowledge. Begin to deepen your breath. Gently move your head from side to side. Come to stillness, and when you are ready, gently open your eyes. Now let us begin our movement with some stretching. Just gonna get this out of the way. So how did that feel? So we'll start with our go-to warm-up in Easy C, crisscross applesauce. And here we're going to really stretch our rib cage, rainbowing our arms to one side and then the other. After our warm-up, we will do sun salutation A, just the basic one. Our salad with no toppings, just lettuce, to review it on each side. And then we will add in our 8th pose, which is our pose of the week, camel, for week 30. We'll have one more pose to add to this sequence series 3 from the Share method. One more pose to add, and then we will have a review week on week 32 to put it all together. And here we'll just use our breath to really deepen into this. How can we keep our sits bones down and really stretch? We're stretching under the arm, the whole side body. We can't twist during pregnancy, but we can stretch. Trying to keep the shoulder back as if your whole back was against a wall. And just falling into it, rainbowing our arms. This is something you can even do in the office, seated in a chair. Breathing into it and letting go. Thinking about the meditation of how much of what we do is overactivity. You know, prior to COVID, in-person meetings were always thought to be necessary. And one COVID work joke was the realization of how unnecessary so many in-person meetings were. We talked about the energy in our meditation. We can do this to the other side. If this doesn't feel good, please feel free to modify. In the meditation, we talked about how imbalance can be both underactive and overactive. I think the concept of being overactive is interesting because usually we're beating ourselves up by not doing enough. Oh, I'm not involved enough in my kids' school, or I'm not doing exercise enough, or I'm not committing enough to work, or I'm not eating healthy enough. But what if we're doing too much? What if really less is more? What if our focus shouldn't be trying to fit more into the day, but what if our focus should be setting boundaries and being patient and doing less in the day? How would that work? Here, we'll just leave this a little bit so we really open up. Sometimes stillness is scary. So overactivity keeps us busy. Too busy to self-reflect. Too busy to accept hard realities. Maybe relationships that have fallen apart. People that have grown apart. Maybe things we don't like about ourselves. Keeping busy can be a form of avoidance. So what if we just slowed down? Thinking about what parts of us are overactive, what parts of us are underactive, and what parts of our daily routine are just right. Really sink into this. Imagining your back is up against a wall. Relaxing your neck. Remembering to breathe. Coming up, we're not going to do any twists because it's not prenatal safe. After stretching the side body, you can come up and rainbow our arms all the way around to table. And we'll continue our warm up with cat-cow. Stretching the throat. We talked about maybe interrupting is a sign of it being overactive. Maybe being silent is a sign of it underactive. And just keeping that in mind, we'll use our breath to do cat-cows. If you want to kind of twist your body one side or another to loosen up, feel free. Cat-cows are safe in prenatal. That is part of our go-to warm-up. Really trying to get all the tension out of our body. Warming us up to prepare ourselves for up dog. And down dog is part of our sun salutation A. Up dog being a modification for chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, which we don't really recommend in prenatal, or we recommend blocks. We'll modify our go-to warm-up with downward puppy with the cheek on one side. Really stretching the underarm area. This may not feel like a stretch to you, or it may be a nice stretch under your arms. And we'll come back to wide-legged child's pose, wide-legged because it's prenatal. You can always have a blanket or block so you're more upright. Still on the same cheek. Child's pose is always a pose you can come down to at any point of the class. You can put some pressure on your sacrum for some connectivity. Don't put any pressure on the belly. If you're larger, you can make space with a bolster. You can also, for prenatal, do child's pose like this. And that can feel really good. From child's pose, we will come back up through downward puppy, back up to cat-cow. Really trying to stretch. Feeling looser. Can kind of go around the world one way, around the world the other way. Come back down to downward puppy, but this time put the cheek on the other side, stretching out under the arms. Everything we do on one side, we want to do on the other side. Yoga has the benefit of symmetry, so we want to take advantage of that. From here, we'll come back down to child's pose, wide-legged, again on that same cheek. Knowing that this is always a pose you can come back to. Releasing and letting go. From child's pose, we'll push back up to downward puppy. Back up to cat-cow. Seeing now if the back and spine feel warmer. And from here, coming back to seated position. So that is a little go-to warm-up, a basic 4-pose warm-up, and you can use it as a yoga teacher. You can add to it, or you can do something else. But this is a warm-up that everybody can do. Our course is based on repetition. We teach for incarcerated women to get a yoga teaching degree with no tests or quizzes. So we keep it simple and focus on mastering a few things to gain confidence and earn a living. Let us now do our second warm-up, which is, will end in forward fold, and that will lead us into our sun salutation. So from Sukhasana, easy seat, we can rainbow our arms across to cat-cow. From cat-cow, step our feet forward. Step our feet forward, gently roll up vertebrae by vertebrae into Tadasana. In Tadasana, it seems simple, but since it's part of the warm-up, we're going to use this as a way to take a moment to engage all the parts of our body so that those parts of the body are active during the class. So we'll start with our feet and grab onto the mat like your toes are monkey toes, you know, grabbing on, like your toes are fingers. From that, engage your thigh, your calves and shins, and roll your knees out, roll the inside of your thighs out, squeezing your glutes. So this is like tucking it in, and zip up the pelvis. So we're gonna tuck it in, roll it out, tuck it in, zip up the pelvis, and then relax the shoulders. Chin, soft gaze forward, and remember to breathe. So let's just take a few breaths here in Tadasana. So this is a warm-up in the sense that we're not necessarily relaxing, but it's a warm-up to jumpstart ourselves to engage. So I guess instead of maybe thinking of it as a warm-up, we can think of it as a prerequisite. So this activates all of our muscle groups. We activate our core, tuck it under, pull it up, relax it. You can give a little self-massage if you feel like you're holding tension. We want to be engaged, but we don't want to be locked. We want to be active, but we don't want to be rigid. So that's a balance. So when everything is engaged, you can exhale, forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows. And since this is the warm-up, let's just hang out here and stretch. You can lean, bend one knee to get a deeper stretch, or bend the other one. Do not do the IT band stretch where you twist. There should be no twist in pregnancy, it's not safe. But we can sort of supersize this forward fold by bending a leg and getting more into it. So if you are uncomfortable upside down, you can modify and do this seated. You can also take a belt, and it does not need to be a fancy yoga belt. It can be any belt that you have, and you can use the belt like this. If your belly is large and that doesn't feel comfortable, you can straddle and lean forward to create space. If your belly is larger still, you can sit on a block or bolster or a pile of laundry or your hoodie and further, sorry, just a little twisted. It's live on YouTube. It's a practice, not a perfect, but you can sit up so it creates a little more space. And this is an example of how to integrate props and modifications into your prenatal teaching class. All of you are going to make excellent prenatal teachers, I know it. So that's a way to sort of get the same hamstring stretch, but in a way that may feel more comfortable as you're pregnant. So without further ado, we'll go back to the standard stretch we're doing, which is the forward fold, to stretch those hamstrings. So here in the forward fold, we were in Tadasana. From Tadasana, continuing our warm-up. This is our last pose of our warm-up sequence. We're in the forward fold. You can hold opposite arms. If you want a deeper stretch, you can bend one knee or the other. We're going to be here a while to maximize the stretch, so you have alternatives that I just showed you. By holding opposite elbows, we're also doing a balancing stretch, but if that's a distraction from really getting into the stretch, you can use your hands. You may feel it on your side body, hamstring all the way. You may feel it in your back. You'll feel it in your tightest point, wherever that may be. Bodies are stubborn and it takes some time for the release. So we'll hold it. But again, if you feel lightheaded, come out of it. We'll do the other leg and stretch this side of the hamstring. Bending one leg gives us a little deeper stretch, so this is sort of more like a modification. Some modifications, we usually as teachers, when we think of modifications, we think of modifications to do less, to make it more available to a wider audience. But some modifications can be to enhance the sensation of the stretch, to get a deeper stretch. So this is an example of how to modify to promote a deeper stretch. From here, we will come up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, to conclude our warm-up. Now we'll go on to do sun salutation A, just the basic form of it. Please feel free to hydrate, use the restroom. Okay, sun salutation A. A review, as always. Tadasana, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Left knee into chest, step it back. Right leg to meet it. Plank. Curl the toes under for up dog as a modification for the knees, chest, chin. Come down to cobra as a modification for baby cobra to create more space for the baby. Exhale, curl the toes under. Down dog. Here in down dog, let's continue the same theme of the one knee and then the other knee to get a deeper stretch. So we'll be here for a while. If this is uncomfortable, you have many tools. You have downward puppy, child's pose. So here we are in down dog, stretchy, 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 and we'll bend one leg to get a deeper stretch. And we'll bend the other knee to get a deeper stretch on the other side. We build strength through these holding poses. Remembering to breathe. And both legs straight, really maximizing the benefits of the stretch, relaxing our neck. Trying to point the tailbone up to the ceiling. Then with the left knee in, step it forward, right leg to match. Exhale, forward fold. Taking hold of opposite elbows, seeing how the forward fold feels now. Can we get a little deeper into it than before? You can step your hands underneath your feet and get a little bit of a wrist stretch, trying to bend your elbows into your shins for a little deeper stretch. Feeling your shoulder stretch, your back stretch. Just letting go. Noticing where you feel tightness in your body. Is it your hamstrings? Is it your back? Is it your shoulder? Can you let go? Pulling in, and then slowly half bend, and then all the way up to upward salute, Tadasana. So now let's do that sun salutation on the other side. So this is our basic sun salutation, our garden, or just our leafy salad, no toppings. Then we'll squeeze in the toppings after. Tadasana, upward salute, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend. Exhale, bring the right knee in, step it back, the left leg out. Step it back to plank. From plank, roll the toes under to up dog. From up dog, down to cobra. These are modifications for prenatal. Exhale, down dog. From down dog, knee into chest, step it through the hands, step the other foot to meet. Forward fold. Half bend. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, Tadasana. Now let us spice up our salad with our 7 poses our 8 poses now that we're in week 30. So we have 1 more pose next week, and then the sequence will be complete. So we will go through our sun salutation, putting in the 7 poses we just learned from the last 7 weeks, adding in our 8th pose, which is camel, and next week you'll get the full sequence. And the week after that, we'll review. Week 32 is review week every week. Ending in a 2 is always a review week. Week 2 was the sequence week where we learned the sun salutation. Week 12, we learned our first sun salutation spice up sequence. Week 22, we learned our second sun salutation spice up sequence. And now soon, in week 32, we'll learn our 3rd spice up sun salutation sequence. You will have 2 more spice up sun salutation sequences that you will learn in this course in weeks 42 and 52. So stay tuned. But now we work on our series C, we call it, of this spiced up sun salutation sequence. It's like a garden salad, and now we are adding 8 toppings, some tomatoes, some cucumbers, some hearts of palm, some pumpkin seeds, and here it goes. Okay, so it starts with sun salutation A, so Tadasana, upward salute, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half bend, left knee into chest, exhale into plank. From plank, curl the toes under, up dog. From up dog, cobra. From cobra, we push back to down dog. So this is all the same of what we've done. Now, down dog is where we slip in our new poses. Inhale, left knee into chest, step it through to your hands, right leg to match. Slowly, 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 so we're not lightheaded. Vertebrae by vertebrae come up. From here, we will do tree pose. It's a balancing pose. If this is just what's comfortable, just start with toe taps. If it's more comfortable, come to tree. Keeping in mind what we said when we were in Tadasana, tight glutes, zip it up, tuck it under, pull it up, relax the shoulders, chin level, breathe, focus on a spot on the wall, tree pose. And balancing, try to also converge your thoughts as well as the focal point of your eye, because when our mind wanders, we lose balance. You can focus on your breath. You can come in and out of this pose as you like. And let go when you're ready. We'll come on the other side. You can just start with toe taps. When you're ready, come up to balance. Noticing how each side feels. Does one side feel tighter than the other? Is your knee going like this? How can we open up our hips a little bit? Remembering to breathe. Eyes focused on a fixed point. Engaging our glutes, engaging our abs, remembering to zip it up, relax the shoulders, chin level. And here we're stretching our wrists, so even this is a stretch, so don't underestimate that. When you're ready, you can shake it out, and we will do dancer. So if you recall, well, I'll come to this side. So if maybe just a quad stretch is enough for you today. You can shake it out when you're ready. Go to the other side, remembering to breathe. Stretching the knee. Shaking it out. For eagle, we'll take a breath, wrap our legs around, wrap our arms opposite, sit into it. When you're ready, you can undo it all, shake it out. And all these poses, these are tools in your tool belt. So if something you want to spend more time in, then go back to it and spend more time in it. If something hurts your body, skip it or modify. Exhale. For extended hand to foot, we start in this crouch position, almost like Tai Chi. And we inhale and come up, coming back down. On the other side, start in this crouch position, holding on to the big toe. And we inhale, coming up. It's live, so it's a practice, not a perfect. Let's see if I can get it. Oops, might not be my day. Got a little slippery, but we have to keep trying. Okay, that is a little better. And then we come down, inhale, come back to squat, which is so great during pregnancy. For squat, we are trying to get our tailbone to be straight back. Imagine if our back was against the wall, like the ideal position is totally vertical, which I don't have. But that's the idea. The longer you spend in squat, the deeper you'll sink into it. Great, great pose for pregnancy. And this is one you can spend a lot of time in your own time. From here, we'll go to Thunderbolt, peeling out the calves, letting our tailbone touch the ground. This is another one you can spend a lot of time in. Coming up to, that was Hero's Pose. Hero's Pose is you're peeling out the thighs, you're peeling out the calves in Hero's Pose. Then we come back to Thunderbolt and our pose of the day, Camel. So we can come back to Camel or like this, rainbow our arms up and We can do this on the other side. Coming up, we can come through it all again. So from camel, we will review thunderbolt, peel the calves out, hero's pose, coming up to squat. From squat, coming up, and we'll do the other side first. Extended hands of foot. Extended hands of foot. Eagle. Eagle. Dancer. Dancer. It's a rainy day. I think I'm slipping and sliding. Dancer. I'm like determined to get it right. It's a practice, not a perfect, and repetition is key. And for balancing poses, focus is key also. Dancer. From here, we'll do tree, opposite sides first. And shake it out. And tree on the other side. And then we complete our sun salutation. So we interrupted our sun salutation in down dog. That's where we added these 8 spices. So we put our right knee in, step it through, our left leg, step it through, forward fold, inhale, half bend. For prenatal, so there's more space, you can widen the legs, half bend, upward salute, and come back to Tadasana. Let us do a quick cool down, and then we'll send you on your way. Feel free to hydrate. So, as in prenatal, we shouldn't spend too much time on our back. I can spend a little bit. Slowly lay back. Make space for the belly. Come into happy baby. And you can go side to side. We can't twist, but this is a nice way to massage the spine. So in happy baby, you can hold on to the big toes. Stretch the hamstring. You can lift your head, tuck your chin in, and try to lay your head back. So thinking about what if the goal is that your entire neck would be touching the ground. A lot of our goals are aspirational. Different people have different anatomies. The way your joints are fused together can make forward folding or backward bending easier or harder. And that's just the way your bone structure is. We all have slightly different bone structure. So what is easy for one person is not easy for another person, and vice versa, just because of the bone structure. So please don't judge yourself and honor your body. And make it a personal challenge. You're working on doing a little more than you did yesterday. What's nice about being live on YouTube is that we don't have to worry about comparing ourselves to others. This is your own private and individual experience. And here we'll just let the body relax a little bit and happy baby. If you feel like this is too much time on your back, definitely come out of it. It's really, really important that prenatal clients don't spend too much on their back, especially in third trimester, because this is a mixed class. And some people may be first trimester and so forth. We're going to maximize the benefits of the stretch. But this class is for yoga teachers to get the specialized prenatal degree. And as a yoga teacher, you should know when to modify. We'll come back here, put our feet together in reclined goddess, cactus arms. We'll take 3 breaths here before coming to the side. Letting the hips open up. From here, you can bring the knees together, come to the side. We're not going to twist. One way to prevent prenatal clients from twisting is have them hold their knees and come like this. And then gently push up. Namaste. May the light in me be the light in you. Thank you so much for your time today. Have a blessed day.